What's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent. Let's get into the video. We are talking about the free-to-play games that are pretty new, like they've been released in the past year, that like all the kids are playing, basically. Like, it's the most popular. It's the stuff that, like, probably without much doubt, you can jump into and likely have some fun. Make some friends, bring some friends in pretty easily, because you're just like, hey, this is some popular stuff. Everyone's playing it, come on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The water's fine, jump on in. Here's 5 games that are the most popular free-to-play right now. That at least are new, right? But if you are looking for something that's a little bit more established or classic or celebrated around the world, then we have today's sponsor, which is the free-to-play action RPG Dungeon Fighter Online. Now, this game is actually really freaking popping in the East, and with that popularity and dedicated community around the world, they've also have these really consistent updates that I want to talk about actually now. We got a new class awakening that's going to be the Demonic Lancer, which looks hype as hell. So yeah, on August 24th, there we go, Neo Awakening. This means new character, expansive abilities, gonna do a whole lot more stuff, look real freaking cool, right? But yeah, pretty much this is gonna be an event for returning players and brand new players to help you get up and running. We're gonna level up, get the gear for your Demonic Lancer character. We're gonna have buffs, attack speed, casting speed, movement speed, super speed, gotta go fast, running through these dungeons, leveling it up. We're gonna be able to rent gear. We can have like some of the most powerful gear and weapons. Try it out, check it out, and just get up and running with this new class. Yeah, exciting events, mini games, stuff like that's going to be happening. And do keep in mind, really big focus on that active community, on the popularity of this game. Links in the description if you guys want to join the Discord, check out their Twitch and all that, as well as like literally you want to play the game, oh, it's right down there. This game actually it runs on any machine, just clickety clack and you are in the game. You're in Dungeon and Fighter Online. Also, in the description, we've got a coupon code for a cool cape. But, guys, I played in one of these events kind of recently, and it is so easy to get up and running, and instantaneously, I think you guys are going to see why this game is so popular around the world. It is just so inspiring and defines the word hype. But if you do want to see some brand new games, some new beasts on the horizon, then let's check them out. Top 5 brand new free-to-play games that everyone's playing. So starting off the list, we have what is probably going to be the new trend inside of MMORPGs, and that is going to be a classic re-release of a kind of beloved game that maybe was a little bit past its prime, and that is going to be Ion Classic. Ion is a title that is incredibly flamboyant. I mean, all the characters are basically flying around, they have wings. It is a very much a spectacle style MMO, but I think a lot of people who are transferring into Final Fantasy XIV and are enjoying the slower paced gameplay of that, and also, you know, the flamboyancy and the very anime AF aesthetic, then I think you guys are also going to really enjoy the classic re-release of Ion. This is a game that sort of released during like the surge of MMOs that came out after World of Warcraft, where this modern concept of an MMO was starting to become refined, and you had a tremendous amount of theme park games out there. Some came and went very quickly, some transferred to be free-to-play very successfully, and Ion, I think, was a little bit slow to that, but now that it has this classic version that is also free-to-play, it is becoming really popular, specifically in Korea. But I think it has overall design sensibilities that make a lot of sense right now with the current market, where everyone's hemorrhaging from World of Warcraft and the other sandbox games have their players already established. Well, what about other players? You have Final Fantasy, very few other titles. Ion. You could play Ion. That's the one to actually check out. But now, the mentality of going into this game, I think, should probably be with a little bit more of an arcade sense, almost a little bit of a parody sense. Like, I kind of almost consider it like, really, you're going back in time. You're kind of going into like this sort of history machine of when MMOs were really freaking popular. We had a ton of them, and now here's a very interesting gamey game that you can play, and if you play it with the concept of gamification, I think you can have a lot of fun. Is this going to be the most immersive experience? Is this going to be the most high quality experience? No, but it's going to be a historic free-to-play MMO that you can check out that has, frankly, some really unique mechanics, and at least at the very bare minimum, a very pretty freaking aesthetic. So be a pretty winged pretty boy in a pretty video game fantasy world. Pretty much this is the game. What's up, gamers? All right, so we got Muck. This is actually from the huge YouTuber named Danny. I used to actually watch this guy for his tutorials because I was just kind of messing around with Unity. I do have a degree in game design. That didn't come with the skills to actually make the games. They're just like, oh, maybe this would be kind of good, this would be kind of bad. Whatever, Danny's actually been really awesome, except less about the tutorials and more about just kind of making poop that's actually really shiny poop, that's really cool poop that everyone wants to play. Yeah, like Carlson. I don't know if you guys heard about Carlson, but it's actually, anyways, that's a different game. We're talking about Muck. Muck is basically a viral game from a viral YouTuber that is kind of not bad. It's totally a parody but it's like kind of legitimate. Now, I've only played a little bit of it. What you should know about it though is it's kind of Valheimish. You know, it's kind of like a parody of Valheim. It's kind of a parody of all survival games, except it's like the most kind of hardcore survival game out there. Like, you just jump in, really reminiscent of like the Totally Accurate series. In fact, at first glance, I was like, shit, is this like a totally accurate survival simulator? No, it's the opposite of accurate. It's totally really freaking goofy. There are a lot of jokes and puns in the names and stuff like that, but it's like really hardcore. Jump in with friends. I tried playing the solo. Ouch. Holy shit. You're gonna get smacked. Yeah. But no, it's a lot of people are playing it mainly because of the virality of the YouTuber, but like also legitimately, it's just kind of a fun gimmicky survival game that you could just jump in with some friends. Like, it does work. Like, you just jump in and just yell and scream, cry, maybe, I don't know. But Muck is a game that I can honestly see, like, maybe if they wanted to expand it or not, or otherwise it's just a fun quick game to jump into. I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be playing it for just a little bit of time. Sometimes these weird, kind of funny, Newgroundsy sort of like games that have been popping up because people are getting really good at making games really fast. Man, it's just been so fun to play these prototypey, project style, just weird, silly, gimmicky games that actually have a little bit of substance to them under the hood. Yeah, trust me, just give it a shot. Halfway on our list, we have the brand new MMORPG Bless Unleashed. And I know there's so much drama, especially when it comes to like German, and most of Europe, really, America, most of the world aside from China. But we got really burned by the previous Bless. Me especially, because I was actually flown out to San Francisco and I was going to play the original Bless release, and I got a vertical slice of the dungeons, and it was actually really fun. Then the full MMO came out and I was like, ew. Actually, the world collectively was like, ew. But actually, there kind of was something there in that dungeon experience that I played. And it looks like they took that and just kind of made it a whole game. Bless Unleashed is kind of the Bless that I played originally. Now it's sitting at mixed reviews currently, but it is actually really freaking popular on Steam. Specifically though, in the Chinese region. China did not actually get the original Bless. As well, I think the sensibilities work very well with the Chinese audience. This game, if you guys see my review of it, yeah, it's kind of like a Bollywood MMO in a way, you know, like it's a little over the top, it's a little ridiculous, but I think if you go in just kind of with expectations at mixed reviews, I think you're actually gonna be pleasantly surprised. I know I was. In fact, I played it because specifically I thought that this game's totally getting reviewed bomb for kind of unfair reasons. Now, is this game going to maintain its popularity? I think so, at least in the East. I think it's a very fun, arcadey, sort of beat-em-uppy sort of experience that you can actually share with friends. And that brings it to the MMO scale with its open-world content, with open-world bossing, which is actually really rare in the genre even though this is the genre that does it the best. It's so weird. So Bless actually, in some ways, objectively is pretty cool, especially with its intro experience. Like, it's really silly, it's really brief, and it doesn't really hold your hand that long. Like, you just kind of get into it, you're fighting bosses, there's some world bosses, there's cinematics. It's pretty ridiculous, and I think more people should give it a shot, actually. I think it might actually be just a little bit underrated, but we'll see with time and peeling through the 10-page cash shop. We'll see what actually happens, but for a limited time, for I think at least most people in the West, you give it a shot. A lot of people have played it, are playing it, and they're having fun. Even if it's just for a little bit of time, I think you could jump in with some friends and have a good one. Definitely gets my seal of approval for like weekend MMO. Oh man, number 2 on the list, this game blew up. And for what reason, I'm not exactly sure, but it seems like a lot of streamers, especially in the West here, were talking about this game and playing it, especially with excitement of the upcoming Halo Infinite, which is going to be free to play as well. But Splitgate, oh my goodness, is taking off running. But this a little weird because this game kind of launched and had some alphas and some betas, and nobody played it. Nobody cared about it. But then it had console betas, and now it's cross-platform. And this audience, which of course, yeah, Halo was console, Call of Duty, Gears of War, these style of games, and this type of gamer who loved arena shooters like Gears and Halo. And again, we haven't had like a freaking arena shooter in so long. I've said that so many times on so many videos. Arena shooters are dead. But now, no, they're not, actually. Splitgate is the one that brought it back, and I was so surprised. This is a game that I tried playing before, couldn't find any matches, and now it's so full that the servers are like, hold up, you're in queue. It's crazy. Now, this game is basically Halo. It's basically arena shooter Halo. Think like a midship, think elongation, think the more smaller arena-style maps, no vehicles or anything like that. It's Halo, Halo physics, Halo gameplay, Halo numbers, basically, but with portals. And does that change the game? Holy crap, it does. Not only that, but it has some quality of life features, obviously being very workable on PC with mouse and keyboard. Crossplay platforms, awesome, fantastic. Really cool matchmaking. Lots of different game modes, which of course you actually come to expect with Halo. And it also has like weapon spawn timers and just little tiny mechanics and things that bring arena shooters kind of to life and brings it to a casual audience and brings it to a new audience. And here you can see, fresh-faced, a lot of new kids are coming into this. A lot of returning players of the genre are coming into this. Me, I used to be a competitive Halo player. That's how I started on Machinima and then YouTube. That's what I did. I made guides and things. And now I'm playing Splitgate, and it is just like my chill, relax kind of game. That it's just my game that I just turn on. That's how I wake up in the morning. Boom, gotta get some rounds of Splitgate in. It is just so fun. And the portal mechanic or gimmick, actually, I think is more long-lived than you think. I think it adds so much more, and it just makes the game so fun, especially when you start using it, playing with the physics and stuff like that. And the game actually transitions from just like this really crazy free-for-all into almost like a tactical shooter once you start playing with some better players inside of this game. So yeah, definitely hyper recommend. This game is viral, totally deserves it around the world. And finally, almost cheatingly, number 1 is Lost Ark. Right, it's actually technically not released in the West yet, but in the regions that it has been released, basically, people can't stop playing it, and everyone is still just eyes glued to the trailers and to this gameplay ever since they launched like the first reveal trailer, which was like 12 minutes of just raw gameplay, right? It's like, yeah, here's the game, and we know it looks freaking amazing. Basically, the style factor of Lost Ark is so ridiculously over the top that you just can't help but want to play it. But more than just teasing and touching and seeing what this game has to offer, people are kind of addicted. Now, I've had friends who actually played from different regions or in betas, and everyone basically, even though these are people that love grindy games, they basically said it's kind of the bee's knees. So yeah, people are going bananas for Lost Ark, especially in Korea. And I just gotta say, Korean games are just so freaking gorgeous. Like the style factor, that's pretty much it, right? Where style becomes the substance. Even starting from like OG, Dungeon Fighter Online, then going maybe into like Black Desert or something like that. And now we have Lost Ark. So this is kind of like Dungeon Fighter meets maybe like an MMO meets Diablo, and it just has like this ridiculous stylization that, man, you just don't really see this in the West, right? Again, you do see it in a lot of Korean games, especially like Chinese games right now, and it's just, woo! I don't know, it makes me want to onomatopoeia, shit! Fuck, this looks cool. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Can I tell you what's more under the hood? I don't know, I have to play for myself, but I love the way the bosses look. It's nearly cinematic, this gameplay, and at the same time, it's isometric. It's hack and slash, turn your brain off, grind-a-thon. Yeah, and I'm kind of digging that kind of gameplay right now. If you're somebody who's done with Path of Exile, you played your Diablo, then it looks like, you know, there's a couple other indie games out there, but compared to Lost Ark, holy crap. Nah, man, it makes every other game look like single A, maybe double A at best. Lost Ark is truly a AAA production that's gonna be free to play, that's gonna take the isometric action RPG genre by storm, because it actually is kind of an MMO, you know, with those social features and all that good stuff. And then on top of that, obviously, you got the icing on the cake. It's just style as fuck. That's pretty much it. Everyone else is wearing plaid. Lost Ark's the one with the suit and tie. That's what I'm saying. In a game that takes itself that seriously, I think is a game that might be worth investing into, and people around the world have and are and will. And that's it. That's the list. That's the top 5. It's time to go. Bye. See you later. The party's over. But, you know, if you want to help me clean up here, we got an outro to do. Thanks so much, guys, for the sponsorships with the Patreon. Much love, absolutely. If you guys donate, some of you guys give me games and things like that so I can review them. You know, not all games are free to play, or sometimes they need beta access. You guys are absolute freaking champions. As well, championing this video is going to be the sponsor, Dungeon Fighter Online, which is a game that I've taken some sponsorships for before, and I've had a lot of fun playing it myself. And I was so surprised by playing the game and seeing how really mechanically intensive it is. It is really a truly inspiring game. Even if you just want to go and play it for historical reasons, honestly, the game is still up and running, still being completely updated, so links in the description if you want to check that game out as well. So, you don't always got to play the brandest, newest games, but that can be fun. Glad I did a video on it. But any game, even old games, any game is new if it's new to you. So, if you guys want to play a game, let me know. Maybe we can all jump in together and stream it and have a good time. Adventure Game Party Club kind of thing. Could be cool. But that's it. Again, much love. Keep that hype alive. My name's Skylent if you're brand new, and I'll see you again next time.